We ain't said Grand Rising in a few months.
Yeah, it's been a few months.
Grand Rising, my people.
Yeah. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And I am the one and only Mr. Edmond.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That?
See That.
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because
smart
is the
new
gangster.
And if you don't know, now you know.
You know, it's Freestyle Friday, right?
It is.
And so you know how like we're forever learning about ourselves.
Okay.
So I'm learning.
Okay.
Like,
what have you learned about yourself?
I like routine.
You do?
I'm learning because when they go out of routine, I always look crazy.
Okay.
I heard that though.
Like it like
when you break the
I hear that,
routine.
Like when you break the routine, like I'll be like, what are you doing?
Listen, I sincerely unite with that because like
you break the routine all the time.
I know.
And you always like, what are you doing?
Yes.
No, but seriously, because like I wake up in the morning every morning at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Groundhog Day. Y'all seen the movie with Bill Murray?
Yeah.
He keep waking up, and then until he woke up, he noticed that it's the same day.
Right.
That's
you
how
do that too?
I'm living that life.
I wake up at the same time, but I don't always get up at the same time.
I wake up at the same time, but I always don't get. I'm with you. Like I get up and I be like,
yeah, waking up and getting up is two different things. Yeah,
we connected by the stars. We all different signs.
Yeah,
we was born under the same moon.
Teach my brother. Teach my brother. Talk to him.
So you know,
gotta talk to him, brother.
He's deep over there.
What say you, Queen?
He real deep over there. So deep. I don't think you feel what he said.
No, you don't feel what he said. He said, this is what he said. He said, okay, so we all different signs.
But born
under the same moon. Boy.
That boy good. That boy good.
That boy good, man.
Good morning, Sierra.
So it's Freestyle Friday.
Awesome. Y'all. I'm awesomely amazing today, Sierra.
Okay.
Awesomely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? What's your
I'm Blacknificent.
Blacknificent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm Blacktastic.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Blacktastic.
Black thing. Since we're talking black, I really looked into something. And I went to the census, the sensuous bourbon premiered by Erica Sutherland this weekend, right?
Studio at 620.
Yes, and it was such a black excellence experience, right?
Okay.
And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn, we're a black excellence town.
Yeah.
It's like random black excellence happens all the time here.
That's true.
Because we're a black excellence city.
You had to sit with it?
No, I didn't have to sit with it. I'm looking because we talk about this all the time. So
he's just catching up.
So I'm just
like just catching up. Like we've been to it, but he didn't know it. That's what you're saying.
With the black excellent conversation, right?
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time, like almost 365 days.
We talk about black excellence.
And today
we got a whole segment called "What's Good," where we talk about black excellence.
And then today he just said, "You know what?
Listen, for real,
it hit him though. It's the whole town.
It's the whole city.
Yeah.
And we do black excellence things all the time,
right?
But just to realize, like this is a black excellence city.
Yeah, it's a lot happening, man.
Yeah.
A lot of good people doing good things.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Dream Faith Foundation. They're doing the robotics club. So team number 9720 high school students. We're starting they're starting the robotics club in St. Pete. You can apply at www.727robotics.com and membership is free.
We got a caller early. Good morning, caller.
Joyful day, beautiful beings.
Oh, Sierra.
So
I can't hear it in my head. Maybe you got to wiggle it or something.
Joyful morning.
Button or something.
Joyful morning. May I help MISTER period as in this morning? So I believe, so it's a difference of talking about it and experiencing the black excellence, right? So experiencing it does a different thing. for you than just hearing about it and reading it. Some things have to be experienced. We can't hear about it.
Right.
And I think Miss Gwen, that's what she was trying to elaborate when we did the gas plant district, when she was saying, yeah, y'all can do all this, but the Black excellence is the thing. We was already experiencing this. This thing was a thing that was already going on. And if y'all ain't experiencing it, it's easy for y'all to destroy it or make it seem like it's not anything. And we need the reparations, but we need to get back to Black excellence. And only we can do that because it starts with us and it ends with us and it continues with us. And thank you for feeding us, Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. That's all I have.
Thank you. I love that. Yeah,
that was amazing.
That was magnificent.
That was. And so just like she said, with Miss Gwen talking about it, I wasn't there, but what I'm picking back. So this is why we're here, to make sure that we are pushing for the Black excellence that we are making sure that in this 86 acres, that our voices are being heard and we're not just pushed aside or given just something just to shut us up.
That's right.
I unite with that.
That's right. Comedian Damian Davis, good morning, big brother. Yubi, I see you. Appreciate you. So speaking of gas plants, so just as a reminder, y'all, the community benefits agreement meetings are happening. I think so was it extended?
Yes. It was extended. So the next meeting is Tuesday, January 30th.
And then there's a meeting after that. But
we're gonna talk about that after.
Okay, but so right now, put your attention on January 30th, which is next Tuesday at 5:30 at City Hall. Residents are encouraged to attend the CBAC meetings
at 5:30.
At 5:30,
yes.
And more information can be found at stpete.org/gas plant.
And you're not late if you don't make it there at 5:30. You can still. It goes on for a few hours. So
I'm hoping they take the feedback and put the public comment up front.
But that's I like it the way it is because it gives people who aren't in tune the opportunity to learn as the meeting goes on.
Okay.
And then I can respond to what I've just heard. Okay. So a lot of people ain't been following it enough to walk in with good comments.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And my thought process is the comments that are made may inspire the body to make some decisions based upon what they're hearing.
Agreed.
So if the comments coming first, you might say something that be like, oh, you know what? I ain't think about that. And let me put that in my notes as a decision maker.
So let me say this, is that I've gotten a few phone calls.
Okay.
About us talking about the gas plant district.
Good job.
And people have been motivated. They was like, I feel guilty because I wasn't. And you was like, y'all talk about it so passionately that I'm like, oh, it sparked interest.
That's good. That's
from people. So I want to say, hey,
thank y'all. Appreciate
look,
y'all.
I want to say
morning,
thank
Lily.
you.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you.
You don't know, now you know.
We've been talking about it. In the biggest meeting, they had an overflow room. So if people know what it means, first is the room that you go in. And then once so many people come, there's an overflow room, which is another big room with TV. It's still right there. But the reality is, this was the most attended CBAC meeting, the most participated CBAC meeting. So we want to keep that energy. We want to keep that same energy next Tuesday at 5:30 at St. Pete City Hall. Pull up, you get what I'm saying? And we here.
Right on. We got a call coming in. We got a call. It's Freestyle Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Freestyle Friday.
Hey,
caller, what's on your mind?
What's up? Good morning. It's up there like Granny Penny. What's happening?
It is. What's good?
How everybody doing out there this morning? Y'all good? Y'all live?
Yes, man. Yeah, good to hear from you.
The host.
Oh, comedian.
I know who we're talking to. The host, one of the hosts for the Collard Green Festival.
Oh yeah. I like my greens. Long they don't come out the can.
Yeah, you can't eat no canned collard greens, man. Come on, man.
Some people do eat the glory.
Glory ain't bad.
You can't sleep on glory, boy. Glory. I'm trying to see.
I just told you, it ain't bad. It soak up all the juices. Glory be all right.
Who raised them people eating collard greens out the can?
It's a new word.
Mama, these people ain't right.
Don't let your grandma see you eating a green.
Definitely ain't right.
Grandma still want the dirt on the roots, right?
That what you want to do? That's why your name brother John Mahoney. Brother John real brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I wanna just give y'all a shout out, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. I'm mad I ain't know nothing about them checks because I would have signed up. But I want to congratulate. I
We
want
finna talk
Yes,
about
sir.
that. We finna talk about it. I'm glad you brought it up.
I
Yes,
want to
sir.
congratulate everybody that did get that money, and anybody going to the Gasparilla tomorrow. I will be headlining the comedy fest at the Gasparilla tomorrow at the Barrymore Hotel. Show start at 9. Comedian Damien Davis in the building. So you're going to the Gasparilla tomorrow. Pull up.
That's
I'm
what's
at
up.
Barrymore Hotel. I love y'all, man.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Comedian
brother.
Damon Davis. But listen, I'm gonna really talk about this, right?
Okay.
There was a grant process that went on. The Foundation for Health of St. Pete gave out. And
Did they say
Bayfront,
did they say $4.8 million?
they say 4 million, 2 million, 2 million from both entities. So
Okay.
it was the hospital,
Yeah, Bayfront Hospital.
Bayfront Medical,
Mhm.
and the Foundation for Health of St. Pete.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people were awarded grants around like the issues. Remember they came out with those 4 or 5 issues.
Mhm.
BIPOC this.
BIPOC is Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Go ahead.
BIPOC this and that, and
Mhm.
then it was I think returning citizens or something. They had different departments they were giving money for.
Okay.
People were awarded between 10,000 and I seen some checks as big as 253, 54, 50.
No, I seen 500.
No, what's her name was here? Celeste. Remember Dr. Collins from East Anderlin?
Yeah, they cashed a check.
And I think they got like 430,000.
Yeah, they cashed a check.
Yeah.
I asked her for a job. No,
I see. The biggest I saw was 500,000.
Yes. Okay. And I think it's well deserved. And congratulations to all the people who were able to take part in this process. And then as I flip the pancake, I think I'm not really into grab bag grants. And what I mean by grab bag grants is like
the lottery.
And not even just the lottery, but so
when I say the lottery, I'll explain later.
Okay, so but what I mean by because sometimes you picking winners and losers. That's life. We have to pick winners and losers, right? Everybody can't get a trophy. This is not Little League football. Right. So, but the manner of how we pick makes certain people feel bitter or feel left out of the winnings.
Are you setting up a solution right now? Are you presenting a problem as a prelude to a solution?
You want to talk? Because we've been talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So
did y'all land on how to fix it?
Yeah, a little bit. So this is what we're saying because, so like he said, it's amazing what they did for the community, right?
Okay.
When you look at looking at the process, if there's anything that could be changed, I would take away like the pictures and everything and the publicity that comes with it. Because if you see other grants or if you know about awardees, or they don't really publicize it like that, right?
Some do, some don't.
Some do, some
don't. Them big checks like that pretty regular.
Not like that.
Not like that.
You don't
not around here, but I see them like when the Lightning, they have a foundation, and I see when they bring people out, they give them,
And the purpose the Lightning does that for is for promotion and publicity.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? I'm glad you named the organization
right.
Okay.
So, but what I'm saying is what I've seen in this and talking to a lot of people who did it is that it started, and you can't please everybody. Right. Let's say that. Is doing another division in our community when we want to bring together. I think the conversation, what happened was amazing and they did a good job is because people got big checks, right?
Yep.
And those people still need help in the community.
Yeah.
They're still gonna need the community help. But what happened? But no, because what happened is people start counting other people's pockets.
All the time.
Let me do this real quick, just for those who don't know. I found a story about it, and so here's what it said. It said that the joint grant making funds came from the Foundation for a Healthy St. Petersburg and Bayfront Health through a partnership announced last summer. The organizations came together to fund nonprofits working on mental health and wellness for Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and economic equity and justice initiatives in 3 zip codes in the South St. Pete community. What it says, through the request for proposal in 2023, the Foundation for Healthy St. Pete received 125 applications seeking $26 million in grant fund. Of those, 31 proposals received a piece of $4.8 million in joint funds for the grant cycle. Grant recipients could receive funding for initiatives in 4 categories: capacity building up to $10,000, professional development and training up to $100,000, programmatic operations up to $250,000, and then multi-sector collaboration $500,000. And then the full list is available online.
Right. So I'm glad you kind of broke that down.
So now we kind of framing it for people. Tony Wells, good morning.
And what I'm seeing is, if you got like a $250,000, that sounds like a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
In there, but in the grant process, if I'm not mistaken, it's broken up in, some of them are 1, 2, 3. Like there's terms to these grants.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. So nobody's
there's
getting
work and things you have to do associated with it. Yeah.
And what
But
I'm
the
seeing,
picture of me holding a 250 check.
I'm just seeing the division.
So you're saying the picture is causing people to like, pick sides or something?
Most definitely.
No,
I'm just saying most definitely.
So when people see them pictures, they like,
so I'm going.
They're rolling their eyes.
But listen, I'm going to be 10,000% honest with it.
Yeah.
It is it's historic in white supremacy to pick winners and losers, right? That is a part of it. So foundation work, and I learned this from working with the foundation about how entrenched in white supremacy that philanthropy is.
Okay.
So if you're not willing to upend the traditional philanthropy model, you're gonna walk in white supremacy, whether you're willing or a participant, or you just accidentally trip over it.
Right.
Yeah.
And from that learning that I did, just makes me know how in my head we have to just be hyper intentional on a lot of stuff.
So here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing 125 applications seeking $26 million. Of those, 31 proposals received 4.8. So what you're saying is those who out of the 125, if you're not in that 31, now you feeling some kind of way? Is that what you're saying?
Some people are.
Yeah.
And then so you're looking at programs, they feel like just looking at programs who just started.
They would have picked themselves. I would have picked me.
Everybody's gonna pick you.
I wouldn't have picked them. I would have picked me.
Of course.
But what I'm saying is, with the vision is where I like unity.
Yeah.
But I mean, and this is in Fruitopia world, right? This is Qiana world. Everybody get along, but it doesn't happen in real life.
So if they would have funded all 125,000 and just funded them equal, 125 applications and funded them equally, would that have been something that you think would like? So you got 125 applications. And you only got $4.8 million but the applications are seeking 26. What do you do? How do you handle it?
First thing I would have done, I wouldn't have opened it up to like a big, I wouldn't open the spigot up so large, right? So I wouldn't have to turn down 120 people. You get what I'm saying? That's the first thing I would have did. The first thing I would have did.
So you would have limited it to how many people can apply?
No, I wouldn't have limited it to how many people apply. I probably wouldn't even open the application process. Okay. I probably would have sent my people out to identify these people. And then that's a problem, right?
It's going to always be a problem.
That's the problem.
So every solution that you present is going to be a problem.
What does that mean? Don't solution? What does that mean? That means keep it the same?
But if the solution presents a problem, then it's not really a solution.
So this is what I'm saying.
If your solution causes more problems, it's not a solution.
Okay, this was the answer to a problem. That's why this process is like this. And if it costs more,
what would you have done?
I would have done.
I don't know. I really don't know. How do you do this?
So only thing that I would have seen.
I've never had $4.8 million to give out to the community, so I don't know how to do that.
One day, my
one day we
so
are.
y'all tell us, how would you do it if you got $4 million to give to the community? How would you do that equitably?
That's a question to the audience.
Yeah.
Let's say that. But if it was me, I probably wouldn't have publicized it. Like I would have probably said 4.5 million was given out to the community. I probably wouldn't have did like
pictures of everybody.
Took pictures of everybody and did it because I still know that and again, this is Qiana thing, that you want the unity of it, and you see people who now are discouraged and do not want to do it. Which you get that all the time. And
so you know this St. Pete, right?
Yeah, I know.
And so even if you don't put the list out, the list gonna be put out.
No, not all the time. No.
People
the money has been given away for years, and people don't know who got that money. I'm just going to be sent out.
So you saying keep doing that?
No, I'm not saying keep doing that. But what I'm saying is, there's nothing wrong with
you saying that you okay with just giving it and nobody knowing who got it.
As long because you do the process, right?
Yeah.
Because St. Pete gives away a lot of money.
Okay.
And people don't, unless
you don't know who got it.
You don't know who got it. But then what happens is if people are still working with those people.
Okay.
Especially when you look, because those businesses who got money, they still need help from the community.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And now you have, and what I'm saying is people think that you got all this money, so you don't need my help. No, I still need your help. I still need the community.
That's
help.
what we call pocket watching.
Yeah, but you get that all the time, and with the significance of it, and then you're looking at a community right now that's hurting.
People
hurting. So everybody like, whoa, you got that? And then you're looking at different programs, and you be like, wait, hold on, because this was supposed
How
to
did that program get it?
Right, because you're looking at you had to be tied up to a nonprofit, and then some of these businesses are definitely profit. You know what I mean? And then you be like,
the projects of a nonprofit.
Right. And then you're looking at people who's out here really doing the work.
They got denied.
And then got denied. And then we're like, why?
So here's what I'm hearing. So when you say hearing people that are really doing the work, that's implying that it's people getting money that's not really doing the work.
And that's what, so people feel like that.
Is that actually the case? Because again, a lot of the work that people do is unseen. But so you might not know.
But perception, you might never know.
You might not know what people doing.
But no, I'm not. So perception,
because people moving in silence.
But
perception, so you don't know what they're doing. They're just doing the work.
But perception is everything, right? This was a marketing and PR campaign. Right, and there's nothing wrong with it.
At the end of it, $4 million is in the street.
But listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. But
and I'm happy with that.
We kind of did it with less promotion, right? Take out a little bit, because what is producing, the residual that is producing. So now a lot of people got targets on their back. Not just I don't want to work with you, but now let's watch and make sure they do everything right. If they make one false move, they out of here, and that's unnecessary. That's sometimes unnecessary pressure. So like. Big shot side,
but you got to know that come with it though.
If I would have got a $400,000 check, I wouldn't have been there. I would have been absent because I didn't need to be there to get my check. I wouldn't have stood there with that.
That wouldn't have been criteria. If that's not criteria,
if it was, I still would have told them I wouldn't be there. You know why? Because I didn't necessarily need the target on my back. I need to just keep doing the work.
Yeah,
I need to be able to do the work unimpeded. I need to be able to do it unimpeded. So knowing what's in my bank account may impede the work.
Damn. That's so unfortunate, but it's true.
But that's what kind of came.
I hear that.
And
because you may have people that are doing the work, but then when they get some money and people know they got some money, now they're gonna be like, oh, they got money. They don't need my help.
Invoice. I don't know what they said.
Yeah,
you get invoices back.
That's crazy, but it's real.
If there's one thing that I would change, that would be something. Again, I think the foundation did an amazing job. They put 4.5 million, was it 4.8
million
in the road
in out there, and people got some money to really help their programs out and to do some good in this city. And so you can't ever be upset with that.
And the other part of it is, do you think that it may inspire more philanthropy?
Yes.
Like people say, okay, well, look, they gave 4.8 million, and then they got.
I can give a little something more.
I can give something. I can contribute. I can make some. So
I agree.
So it might inspire people to contribute.
And inspire people to be a part. Because I've got calls where people want to be a part of what's going on. So it's on every side.
Yeah.
All I'm just saying is let's be innovative and let's create a philanthropy model that builds the community up. And it's hard. Because at the beginning, when it's not easy because
I think the launch. I mean, here's the thing. So looking at, you got 31 proposals. They received $4.8 million. In a year from now, we're gonna see, right? Because
a year or two.
You'll start to see the impact of these resources and see like, okay, this is what
or not.
This is what 4.8 million,
but or not
does or does not do,
because it's up and down. It's no guarantees. This is hard work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Just
because you pass me a big check doesn't mean it makes my mission any easier.
No. It just listen. It's still life. You gamble on that your business is gonna be successful, or what you're gonna do.
Because the nonprofit business is a business,
right?
And so you just got a nonprofit business that just got $250,000
set up your payroll
capital. And I think that's what it said. It said some of these were programmatic operations checks, and so that's to help you really get your programs to function and operate with the capital that you need to get them to operate.
And that's needed. That's
again, I want to say
multi-sector collaboration is another one.
If there's anything, and we're throwing it out there, and you can give us a call at 727-637-2460. If there's anything that you would change about this grant process, because everything is a growth, right?
I bet you most people say they would change the notification process, because a lot of people who might have wanted to apply didn't know. Because you heard Damian Davis. I wish y'all to know they was giving out checks.
I will tell you, the foundation,
they put it out.
They put it out there.
But you can't say you didn't know.
It's a bubble.
We gotta take a break.
A bubble.
Oh, it's a bubble.
It's 8 o'clock.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, 8 o'clock. We'll be back. And we might be back sooner than later.
Some stuff was happening.
So if you hear the music playing and not anything else, we'll be back sooner. Okay, we'll be back.
We're gonna get 1 minute.
From the BBC World Service. Also ahead, in the US state of Alabama, a convicted murderer is put to death with 9... threats of genocide from being committed. Now, this ruling comes in response to...
We are back.
We back. We back. We back. We back. We back. We back.
On this Freestyle Friday.
We back. We back. We back. We back. And I'm blacknificent. I'm blacknificent. I'm blacknificent. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Fantastic. Hey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unapologetically.
Yeah.
Blacknificent.
For real. For real. For real. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edman.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That.
See that.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because
Smart
is the
new
gangster.
baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
Yes. So if you missed that first hour, we left the first hour talking about the grants.
Yep.
And we threw it out.
The
grants.
The Foundation for Healthy
Hey,
St.
this is
Pete.
the grant.
Yeah,
I love
We're
it.
talking about the grants.
I love
So
it.
the Foundation for Healthy St. Pete awarded 31 applicants $4.8 million in funds. The grant recipients could receive funding for initiatives in 4 categories: capacity building up to 10,000, professional development and training up to 100,000, programmatic operations up to 250,000, and then multi-sector collaboration up to 500,000. Congratulations to the grantees and awardees.
So we're
Yes.
if you're listening to this conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know sound bites are gonna come out, people are gonna say something. We are not hating.
No, you cannot hate on people who
cannot. We are happy that this $4.8 million went out to our community.
That's right.
And it looks like people like us, right? And for people like us.
Boo-boo.
So let's
For
do
us,
this.
by us.
Right.
Yeah.
So we
It's
are
equity and justice.
So
but what we are talking about is if there was any changes, what would it be? And some of the pros and cons that we saw, and we felt like it kind of put a target on the winner's back.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, and we took and put some animosity there where we need the unity.
angst in the community.
Right. We need the.
So is the animosity already there?
It's already there, but it gets heightened.
It's magnified and it's amplified.
It get heightened when the people get involved.
That's again, it's just so hard for me to kind of like reconcile that, but I know it's real.
It is.
Because I know people do hate on people who
get money,
who win.
And
like what you said, it's like picking winners and losers. And so when you apply for this grant, it was 125 applicants.
And 31
of them were chosen.
So that's 90 organizations
that didn't get funded.
Hundreds, if not thousands of people how many other people in their staff. And I'm gonna say, right, I'm in support of giving this money to community members, right? Because I am aware of the millions of dollars that went under the table to a bunch of organizations whose names we don't know.
And that's the point that you were making.
That's the point.
It's like that target. So once you get, a big check, sometimes when people look and they see you got a big check, one of the immediate responses is why they gave it to her, or why they gave it to him.
Oh, they don't need the help because they got that money.
Or why this? So this, I'll tell you this. This is the story. When my mom used to read me the Bible when I was little, and in the Bible there's a story about 2 brothers, and one of the brothers got something from God, and the other brother was like, why he gave it to him?
Oh, I remember that story.
Why he gave it to him? He should have gave it to me. He ain't even do nothing.
Hit him across smite.
He ain't do nothing. I did all this work and he gave it to him. Why he gave it to him? And then he ended up killing the one who got it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what we see happening in community. People get these big checks, they get these awards, and then somebody say why they gave it to them. Right. And then they have in their mind, maybe not to kill them, but they start assassinating the character.
Boo.
They start assassinating.
I appreciate you.
You see what I'm saying?
I appreciate you for your wisdom, because have y'all ever seen what they call the lottery curse?
Yes.
And like when you get the lottery, and then they say, "Hey, go up there and take a picture with the check." This called the lottery curse. I've never heard of it.
I would never. Yeah.
So, how did I start when I say?
You said the lottery.
And then I said I explained it later, but we never got to
it. We on it now.
But we on it now.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing
You did. You said the lottery.
Yeah.
You said that off rip. And he was like, no, not the lottery. But I don't think he was connecting the dots to that point.
Right there, but that's what I was. But
No,
it's
it's,
okay.
it's just time.
But this
Time
is how we
allowed
work.
us to build it.
This is
Yeah.
how we work.
Yeah. That's why we the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Miss Nicole, thank you for the stars. Y'all can send us
appreciate
stars.
it, yeah.
We appreciate the stars. We're going to keep talking about the issues that impact the community the most. This is 99 Jams Care Festival Radio. You are listening to the new morning show, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, live 99.1 Jams.
So I know, Mr. Edmonds, you gotta run. You got some work this morning. So I want to do this Ask Qiana early. I want to do it because I want to hear his take on this because this has been something that we
I think I read it.
have been talking about. Yeah, I know you did, and I really want to get into it. So
I didn't.
So let's talk about it. You ain't read it?
No.
All right.
I never read them until but go ahead.
All right, so check it out. I'd rather be publicized rather than not know funds were distributed.
But the fact is, funds are distributed and we don't know who getting them.
Right.
Except for this patch of money.
In the past. Yeah, you saying
no, I'm just saying except for this patch of money.
So you think this fund's going out all the time and nobody knows who got it?
There's what's called a 990. Brother John put me on this because I would call Brother John about this. And Brother John, where this money going? Brother John, hey man, go online. It's called the 990. And send me the link. There's a tax form that it lists the people who got grants and awarded. So the information is public.
Yeah.
This is not private. This is public information. But the fact is, now certain people are gonna have hardships because of those dollars.
It does set you up, and that's hold on one second. Carla Bristol, she always dropped this too. Remember, it's about who was not in the room. Always. And it was 94 it was 94 other organizations that didn't get checks. And so shout out to them as well for just putting their name in the hat and the work that they're doing, but they just didn't get funded in this round.
And now we'll tell you also, this did motivate some people to be like, next year, hey,
when they doing it again,
because I'm gonna have it
when they doing it again,
because
I'm getting in the game.
Now I'm gonna give you the hard truth. Even more of them ain't. So if 500 people would have put their name in the hat, we only had enough for 24, 30 slots. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I call it grab bag grants. Right? There's not enough for everybody.
It's not.
It's not enough for everybody.
So let's Elmo.
Okay.
Elmo on that one.
Okay, let's go.
And we're gonna get into the Ask Qiana. I appreciate that though. So dear Qiana, I've dedicated several years to community work, pouring my energy into initiatives aimed at creating positive change. However, I find myself growing weary due to a perceived lack of progress. The challenges seem insurmountable, and the impact I envision feels distant. I've always believed in the potential for positive change, but the slow pace is disheartening. How can I navigate this sense of stagnation and renew my commitment to community work? What strategies can I employ to overcome the frustration of seemingly limited progress in the community?
Okay, wow.
That was a tough one.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you first is consistency.
Okay.
And you gotta know what you do it for. Again, you have to know what you do it for.
Your why.
You have to know your why.
Okay.
Once you know your why, then it push you to go further when you get discouraged. Because even though you feel like you're not making enough wave, a small wave will eventually
turn into a tidal wave.
It will, but you have to be consistent with it. You can't be in today, out tomorrow. So anything that you do, if you do it part-time, you're gonna get part-time results.
Okay.
If you do it full-time, you'll get full-time results, but you have to be committed to the cause. And then you have to find like-minded people who stand the same way you stand, believe the same way you believe, walk the same walk you walk, and with that same kind of mission, so that y'all can make the stretch further.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Teamwork makes the dream work. You see all the time, you have this group over here and that group over there and this group over here. If you merge with other groups that align with your mission, the impact is better and bigger.
Yeah, I get it. I hear that. Mr. Edmond, I wanted to hear your thoughts on this before you.
Yeah, I think that's just how it goes. You ever sit and watch the tree grow? So the community work is the same way. It's growing when you can't see it. like it's growing. You come back, oh dang, that tree getting big, right?
Yeah.
But if you sit there and watch it every day,
it's like watching paint dry.
It's not gonna move. Yeah. And while you're focused on seeing the growth, it's happening where you can't see it at. It's in the roots. It's under the dirt. You know what I'm saying? It's in the tree branches, dropping a little extra inch. And you just got to know the tree growing. You got to keep feeding the tree, what they call it, watering.
Yeah.
So if you're doing this work and you trying to see the tree grow, you just got to keep watering it. You got to keep the nutrients in the soil, like Qiana say.
Yeah.
Get your team together, right?
No, I appreciate you saying that because I was feeling like that myself. Like you get to a point where it's like, okay, am I really making an impact? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then when you look back,
the tree up.
You like I'll give you another. This was one of the moments, like these community benefits agreement meetings that's happening. That's one of the trees that we planted. You know what I'm saying? We planted that tree in 2017. And like this is the second project, and it's the most
the biggest.
Like that committee right now is such a focal point and so significant and important around the development of the gas plant district. But when I go back and look, like we planted that tree. You know what I'm saying? We watered that tree.
And
we like that. Those meetings that we complaining that people ain't in and people like all of that,
that's real.
They wouldn't be happening. Yeah. Like it wouldn't even be a conversation. I don't think you hear me.
But that's why I took it personal. When it was empty,
when
that room was empty, Brother Don, that's why I took it personal.
Because we advocated to create that space.
Like, what the world?
Like that space didn't exist, y'all.
No, it didn't.
That was not a space.
No,
we created that space.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like for real, like sat in the room and drew it up and said, this is what would be good for our community.
And went out and
smart people came in and said they've done it in other places.
They'll never do it.
Yeah, we heard that.
They'll never do it. You guys, why you guys trying to do a community benefits agreement here?
You trying to make it an ordinance?
The builders will never let you do it.
No, this is what they said. They said, y'all trying to make it an ordinance? Yeah. Why an ordinance?
Why just don't make it an agreement?
Yeah, just make it a handshake. We was like, no, we want to codify it. We want to put it in the city code. We want to put it in the code. Remember they were telling us, oh no, most community benefits agreement are between the community and the developer.
I remember, brother.
And we was like, yeah, that's the problem. Developers in our community don't respect us. So we need law so that they have to do it on city property. When we do, and we had those conversations, and we went to each council member.
New deal for St. Pete. Thank you, Carla.
We went to each council member and we sat with them and said, "This is what we want to do. This is
what you do. Would you do?
And we secured the votes for the policy. We wrote the policy. We negotiated the policy. And we didn't get everything that we wanted because there's a guidance document that say like if there's you know what I mean, like
the committee.
Like we really did that work.
When they was building it, one of the things about the communication with community members, that was one of the big things why I was like, man, I ain't joining that junk. I ain't finna co-sign it. I ain't gonna put my name on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I disagree with it so much. And I was very wrong. So I want to really say this publicly. I look back at that as I was sitting at that first meeting. And if you go to my Facebook page, I took a picture.
Right.
I sat on the front row and I took a picture. And I said to myself, I'm supposed to be sitting up there. At several points, at several points. Yeah. Hey man, put your name in there. It's gonna go to the mayor. It's gonna go to whoever, and we're gonna try to advocate. But in my mind, I was halfway in. I wasn't all the way in.
Yeah.
And then when I seen what was going down at the meeting, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. You really could have been there.
I'm like, this is real. Listen,
I'm telling you, we wrote the policy, man. We wrote it. And so again, man, and these are like it ain't a Cat Williams type deal, but I'm telling you, like we got a lot of instances like that. Where you sitting in a space making a grievance and it's like it's somebody that created that space and we are the somebodies that created that space for you to be there. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the part that like when you hear us, when you say people are when we remarking on how passionate we are, it's because like, yo, we said we wanted that space. He walking like the Undertaker. He walking in, he finna tag you out. He finna tag you out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the voice of the people. And it's about to get really real.
So here, before we go,
you tagging out. You got relief. You got relief. Yeah.
But I will say this. Yeah. So yeah. Don't forget.
Yeah.
But you want me to tell you what people
this is what I said. I don't live there, but I'm from afar. Keep doing what y'all doing because we have our grandchildren and great grandchildren will benefit.
Like, where you from?
She from here, but she moved.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Tasha. This is why I respect Brother John Muhammad and Jabbar Edmond. You're telling the truth. Thank you, Carla, because Carla was there. Like she was there. You was there. You was there.
Yeah.
You know that space wouldn't exist if we wouldn't have created it.
So back to you're right. So back to the Qiana, the ex-Qiana letter.
Mm-hmm. I wrote that, y'all.
Oh, Lord. Did you?
That was me.
Oh, so just think about this. Oh, I did not know that.
It wasn't me, but I think
Yeah. He
but I will tell you.
Yes, sir.
So
let's talk about this.
But wait, you gotta remember is that you gotta crawl before you walk.
Y'all tag your friends
before you run, and then you run before you sprint. Right?
Okay.
And you got to think that this is a race and everything doesn't happen overnight. And our timing is not always the right timing, but the right time does come in, if that makes sense.
Yep.
A little bit, a tad bit.
Okay.
So you heard the Ask Qiana. So let me just kind of recap it, y'all. We had an Ask Qiana, and the Ask Qiana is talking about basically what do you do when you get, I guess disillusioned may be a word. It says, I find myself growing weary. I've been doing community work for several years, pouring my energy into community initiatives aimed at creating change. I find myself growing weary due to a lack of progress. I'm trying to paraphrase it. Yeah. I always believed in the potential for change, but the slow pace is disheartening. How can I navigate this sense of stagnation and renew my commitment to community work? Yeah, and again, I'm always go back to your why and why you doing it. Figure out your passion. Also, and because sometimes some people get burned out. Sometimes you need to take a time out. Yeah.
So where did the burnout come from? The burnout comes from the leaders in the community feel like they're getting burned by the leadership. The burnout comes from the multiple meetings when y'all already know what y'all finna do. Like the burnout come from us voting on a whole pier. Yeah. The burnout come from us voting on a whole pier design, and then they went and put what they wanted out there.
Loretta, yeah.
And so the burnout comes from that, and then you think
so it's not just lack of progress. It's like, is it like lack of impact or no, this is what I tell you. I tell you what we was talking about.
It's lack of recognition.
I said this before. Not that's another look. We gonna have to like segment this thing, but that illusion of inclusion.
Exactly.
Remember the illusion of inclusion we talked about is when they bring you into these spaces and you have these conversations, but the decision is already made. But the perception is, or the advertisement is, you coming in here to help us to inform our decision. But when you get in there, you can look and you
feel like
see
their decisions is already made.
Yeah, and it's just like because they're checking the box by getting community input or community engagement. And if you've been around and you've done enough of those sessions, and then you start to see the pattern of like, okay, every time I come, I give them my thoughts, but they never take my thoughts. Or we give them our input and they never use our input. So what am I doing? So that's a part of it too? That's what causes the burnout? Is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that and
so I want to be careful how we're framing that because this is the same thing of when you look at it about voting, right?
Okay.
And people be like, "Oh, my vote don't count." What happens is it's not enough of us. You see typically the same people that comes in, and then you look at the difference of on the other side, how many people show up. We need to stop framing it as like the.
This is what I tell you.
But that's you flip the pancake on the other side. That's the same thing. The same people get the handoffs. The same people. It's like we're going to keep pushing the money in the same direction soon.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about it. Yeah, it's the same people in the room, but when it come down to all of the funding equal around in St. Petersburg, how far really is the outreach? And like really, like let's really dig into it. Like we said when we was on the panel. What really is for the community?
So
and go ahead.
So I'm gonna say this: if we know that people are getting, like the same people are getting the money, right? across the board. And some of these people are.
What's your bearing on the community? So I've seen a lot of positive bearing things, people or programs coming out the grant process, but I seen some. I was like, well, what's the bearing on the community?
The impact.
What you really gonna do?
Yeah. Right.
What this money really for?
Yeah.
And I say that from a point where I sat on a panel. Everybody raved about the panel, but I cryptically told you in this panel that the facility that I'm sitting in didn't want to fund us. We had already been denied.
Yeah.
So but we're gonna sit here and rant and rave about what's really happening at the moment.
Yeah.
But y'all don't put the money into the programs that y'all want to rant and rave about.
Yeah.
We came with a program for 727 Story.
Right.
And y'all want to rant and rave about these guys, man, but I had to see the disappointment on their face.
But not fund them.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll say that's great work that y'all doing. Y'all doing an amazing work. We applaud the work that you're doing. But when the check's cut, they don't get one.
I had to see the disappointment on their face.
So so here we go. When you're this is not
tough.
It is tough. So this is how you play, like, and it's always a game, right? On the flip side,
congratulations, Qiana. She was in the number.
Yeah,
and she didn't get enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking like, why is her check ain't got no more zeros?
Because of what she applied for.
Right.
Because it's capacity.
Community impact. Look who she was with up there in the picture.
No, but I'm answering your question.
Yeah, I know. You know, I was in my head. Like, hey,
it ain't rhetoric, right? We want because I don't want it to seem like, oh, well, she ain't get enough. She got the max in the area that she applied for.
So,
you know what I'm saying? She applied. I think it might have been capacity building.
Yeah.
And I think capacity building was up to 10 grand, and she got 10 grand for capacity building. She got, you know what I mean? And that's the balance. And I think that line that sometimes gets misperceived is like when I say stuff like that, people are like, oh, well, he ain't with. No, I'm not against anybody, but I want to make sure that we're stating the facts.
Right.
Because what we would do is we say, man, she ain't get enough. She got the most in the category that she applied for.
Right.
But if we don't say that, then you won't know that, and you be like, man, they tried her. Somebody got this amount, and she got that little bit of.
But it's the different program.
But that's how these. But that's how what happens in our community.
Right.
And now people be hating. They be hating.
Well, you shouldn't hate on nobody. Like, first of all, you can't hate on the community. The angst and frustration is with the leadership.
But so this
it's never with like you can't. I can't.
So this is what I was gonna say. So at the end of that, I'm gonna say because we can't change some stuff, right? We can talk about it.
But it's a lot we can't change.
But
some we can't.
So there's some things, and what I would say, if you know the people who got it, my first thing would be knocking on the door. What did you do?
Yeah.
What did you? No. That's just me. Hey. What did you do?
Look,
that's funny.
You ain't gonna put him like. I already know with Jab when he walked in. I know he came in with a chip.
You know what? I went right back to the director of the foundation. Wanted to know what we did. I had a debriefing.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, for me,
Qiana.
when I say I'm the one that wrote the Ask Qiana.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just tell you about me.
Okay.
Under the veil of CDAT.
Yeah.
It was King Jab.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while y'all was doing the political work,
I
went and dug in and ran the street team.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Street team census, eviction assistance.
Yep.
All of this stuff, right? So, and then the thing about it is, I had the opportunity.
You ran mask up too,
we
right?
gave out masks. We did meals for the people that had to
the
work.
essential workers.
All of this stuff, but we did all this stuff under the realm of the foundation.
Yeah.
So I've sat back and I'm not saying it was them, but I've sat back and watched all of the work that we've been done be reduplicated and funded back to other people.
Yeah.
It's like we're not gonna keep playing about this. The whole street team, the whole community listening thing, bro. This was programs that we built. They put our functionality into their programs to get funded because they seen how we function with the street team.
Right. And they duplicated it.
So and it's duplicated. So the thing about it is, me personally, this is why I said that in the group text.
Yeah.
I don't want to play no more. I'll take my ball and go home.
I'm laughing
because
but it's so serious. But just the way that you say that, when you say I don't want to play no more. I've been in games like that.
Yeah.
Where you be like, man, I just don't want to, like, I don't want to play. Yeah, because you seeing what's happening and you seeing what's going on, and it's like, I don't want to be a part of this no more. And that's when you go back into your why. That was what Qiana said.
The same program is being funded by the Housing Authority in Gainesville. Manatee is finna fund
like we created
program.
models.
And then this and then it's like, this is a cognitive therapy to attack your mindset.
Yeah.
The worst thing in St. Petersburg right now is the adults in our city's mind states.
Yeah.
We can't get no movement on the raise. I say it every time because people more busy defending rats and roaches. They want to, we had rats. They're talking about this and what's going on with the $6.5 billion.
Yeah.
Or coming to the CBA.
Like they'll engage on topics that have no impact on their day-to-day lives.
So our whole community the mind state need to be attacked before we can move forward and be blacknificent, right?
Yeah. So I want to talk about this because this is something that we talked about, and this goes back to some of my orientation in the nation, right? And the training, as a part of the self-improvement program. And we talk about why people leave, because my wife and I, we had this conversation a lot too. Like when we was grooving hard, and this is, how can I say it? This is how she said, we've been doing this work since our early 20s, and now we're in our late 40s. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've been doing it since my early 20s, and now I'm in my late 40s doing this work. So we've seen some things in different spaces over the years, and one of the things that I've seen is people come and go.
Yeah.
A lot of people come and go. A lot of people get involved, and a lot of people end up hitting what I learned later was called a wall. It's a wall in this community organizing and it's community work. So when you volunteering or when you're doing this work, like you get to a place where you hit a wall, and that wall may be burnout.
Get picked.
It may
when everybody else picked and you on the sideline, like, I didn't.
That's one of the walls.
That's the wall.
That's one of the walls, right? But then you got another wall of just like I'm doing all of this work and I don't see the progress.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, okay, I'm gonna go do something else. Because what I'm doing, it don't seem like what I'm doing is actually making an impact.
But it is. And I'm going to say this. So when you look at it, because Jab, you do a lot, right? I know. So every time one of them kids hit the football field and look back and give you a smile or be like, thank you.
Yeah.
You know that you made an impact. The fact that Story 727 is still moving, right? Regardless of this right here.
And they're gonna
keep it because they keep.
Because that's what we did.
Because one. So
the disappointing part is that literally within the next 90 days, I'm going to take this same program with 727 Story to Sarasota.
Yeah,
I already got my uncle own plenty property over there. Already got a facility, and we're going to do the conflict resolution MRT classes there.
The other part of this too, Jab.
Done here.
Yeah.
The other part of this too, Jab. What I'll say. This is what keep me sane. Right? Because like I said, early 20s when we started this, I was 21, 22 when I started doing this work. And people call me crazy because what was that? 2000? No, this is like 98, 99. And you remember what you was doing in 98, 99. And we the same age. And I had stopped doing a lot of the things that we were doing and just took off. You know what I mean? And I'm on the corner selling Final Call newspaper saying, wake up, like the dude on, do the right thing.
I always bought one too.
And thank you for that. And your whole team did. I got a lot of support. And that's why I was able to keep going, because when I made my transition, like I didn't go to prison. Like I saw people go to prison. I saw people dying. I'm like, man, I got to do something different. And so my something different was getting into spirituality, finding my roots. So I went to different churches and all of that. And then I saw one of the brothers on the corner. He was like, man, this is what it is. Answer my questions. Long story short, I joined the nation. That's, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It was like, remember how Uncle Sam wants you? Some people went to the military. Some people did. I joined the nation. And then when I did that, it set me on this course of community service.
Right.
And so that's what I'm saying. I was 21 doing this work, saying, wake up, man, y'all need to, and people would call me crazy. So now just imagine this, Jab, like books I was reading in the 90s, stuff I had to go to the library to get. Now all of that stuff online. It's on the internet.
That's true.
And now there's this movement to stop woke. Just imagine how I'm feeling, like, because it's people that I remember when I was trying to wake y'all up and y'all like, man, get that mess out of here, man. I'm on this track. And then you do 5 years in prison, come home and say, Brother John, you was
more
right.
knowledge than me.
You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to stop you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to intervene and interrupt. And now you coming back later saying, we get it. And now you more woke than I am. You know what I'm saying? How am I feeling? But it don't make me stop. I'm encouraged by it because I understand all of the fruit on the tree don't get ripe at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the lesson in this was you have to remember your why. Why are you doing this? Why are we starting? And that's one of the lessons. And then the other part of it, man, is what's for you is for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna get what's yours.
But
my position,
you know what I'm saying? My
And then
position is I'm not going to come in and I'm speaking for me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feed me but need me.
I hear that.
Because that be my issue. You'll want to call me in, like, get jab over here. Yeah. And do this, that, but you don't want to put me in position. So I'm just going to speak for me because that was the conversation that I had with Eric Jackson. I told this man, I said, bro, I don't think it's y'all. I think they just don't want to mess with me.
Yeah.
For real.
And that may be real.
And I said, so I'm going to step out of everybody's way and let them have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That may be it too. We talk about that all the time. But don't stop. One is because just because one group don't want to mess with you don't mean another group won't. Yeah. Right? And then there's
I want to say this. You just made me think of something. Mm-hmm. I've been blessed by being voted out of groups. So mm-hmm. Oh man, we need to have a next chat. That's right? True. But because I've been a part of groups in the early stages, and I'm like, holding the accountability. Y'all know how I show up. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of questions. Sometimes it takes me a little minute to make a decision because I'm really going through. I'm very deliberate in how I process these things, and my process didn't work for them because they like, let's go, and I'm like, wait a minute, what about that? Mm-hmm. Well, have you thought about this? Have you? And they like, man, see, you tripping. Da, da, da. We gotta go. And it's like they'll come to me and say, you know what, Brother John, we think that you too busy. This was one of the groups they said, you just too busy. You can't really participate. And I'm like, mind you, I'm participating, but the way they want me to participate, like they have their meetings in bars at night with drinks. And I don't go to bars at night and drink. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so I'll miss the meeting. Y'all tell me what's happening. So I'm engaged in the process, but I'm not showing up the way they want me to show up. Right. They voted me off the island, long story short. And then the group just kind of devolved into like this whole mess. And I was so happy that it was like, man, thank you. They all kicked me out of that group because if I wouldn't have got kicked out, I would have been a part of the mess. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so sometimes, man, you got to look at, how God is using you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at the prophets and messengers of God, it was never a mass movement. It was never a whole bunch of people with them guys. It was always just a few. You know what I'm saying?
And then I'm going to tell you what the beauty is once you find that sweet spot,
mm-hmm.
Boom, it'll be like an avalanche.
Yeah.
Like once you find it, start off small. Like you feel like the movement is real. So like, I'm getting discouraged. But once you find that sweet spot, oh boy, it be like, it's gonna be unstoppable. So don't get discouraged. One, and then
it's hard though. I ain't gonna take nothing away from it. I ain't gonna take nothing away from it because you watching stuff happen right in front of you.
I still gotta pay bills during the midst of being discouraged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
I can't keep taking my time away from my family and my grandkids.
I did that
to do this.
Jabbar stopped me.
It's like
y'all done heard me tell the story before. I was done.
Yeah.
I said, man, look, I'm finna go get me another job. I'm gonna let y'all have this. This was like 2012, 2013. And I'm like, man, I'm done. And that's when we was like just hooking up. We had done Family Fun Day. We was doing all of this stuff. And we was doing the stuff, like we was grooving good, but I was struggling, like personally struggling. My family was suffering for real. Mm-hmm. And I'm giving all of this time to the community. I'm leaving work. I'm doing work, about to get fired because I'm in the bathroom trying to quarterback plays and make stuff happen for community. You know what I'm saying? And then I got to go back out here. They looking for me on my job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, I'm finna find me another job. Boy, I need. And Jabbar was like, man, no, we need you. Like, tell me what you need me to do and I'll help you. Mm-hmm. And he made his word bond, and that's what allowed me to keep going. But I was there, bro. Like my personal sacrifices. I'm like, man, I can use these same skills that I'm giving up for free and offering to the community. I can use this I can use this to benefit me and mine.
Everything for sale, right?
Like I ain't gotta be doing this, dealing with all the stuff that you seeing. Like the stuff you seeing, like you seeing the foolery, you seeing how they playing with people, you seeing who getting, like you seeing all of this stuff. Like I was like, but that wasn't the reason. My reason was just like, man, look, I got some realities that I need to handle. And it's going to take a job for me to handle that. I need to get up out of this. You know what I mean?
And that's reality, right?
Yeah.
That's.
But I kept going, and I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I had the support of my family to do that. You know, that's the other part of it. Because when you mention that, like you taking time away from your family, if you don't have a support system and a family behind you that's going to be like, keep going, you know, do that. I support you. It make it that much harder because you're watching your family take these hits.
They take it,
because your time, your talent, and your treasure is invested in community, and you seeing this slow progress. You seeing all of the dysfunction of community work. You seeing this lack of unity. You seeing all of the stuff that you see, and you still gotta not be discouraged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you
hard,
gotta look at it because other people. So take John Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
He got it. But
congratulations,
John. He
well deserved.
Well deserved. But look at the struggles that he had coming in, and that he could have stopped at any point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this was his sweet spot this time. You know what I mean? So you never, like you say, what's for you is for you. What's not is not. So, and then when you look at things, and this is a Qiana thing, there's a blessing and a lesson in every situation. And we can look at it in a negative way or figure out and take something positive and good from it. Either the glass half full or half empty, and figure out how you want to look at it.
Man,
I hear you though.
I ain't like let's do this here. First and foremost, anybody that was funded that was a black organization, I have no problem with that because that's one of the things that I spoke on in that panel is y'all fund programs and put people in position that can't even come in our hoods.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest problems.
Okay.
So I feel like
they've got a grant to work in the hood, but they can't come in the hood.
Digital inclusion. When you laughing because that's my prime example. Like you can't hire Debbie Polowatsky to do digital inclusion at Child's Park.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. She's not going to nobody's door.
And here's another one of those factors that for those who are listening and things that contribute to burnout and that cause people to leave is stuff like that, because I've seen that happen. I saw it. I'll stay on this campaign side of it. So when I was working with SEIU, this going back to like 2016, when Trump and Hillary and all of that was running, a lot of stuff was wrong with that. But one of the things that they did was they brought in a guy from Minnesota, and he came from Minnesota. No, he wasn't from Minnesota. That was another organization. He came from Detroit. Mm-hmm. He was a organizer in Detroit, and he came here to be our boss.
Yeah.
For the campaign, to tell us how to run a campaign in St. Pete, and he from Detroit. And we like, wait, what?
Who's that, man?
Like, how y'all send a guy from Detroit to come and run a campaign? But that's what they do in a lot of these organizations. They send people that are not from the community to come into the community, and then they need people in the community.
And they come to you.
And they want you to volunteer.
Right.
Like they ain't coming to you with a check. They ain't like they're paying somebody to do a job that they can't do without people who are here, and they want you to do it for free. That's a problem.
We see it all. We've been talking about this for like the last. Like, listen, don't come ask me for something that you're gonna pay somebody else for, and you know.
Carla put young white male. That was a different group. Carla. That was another time.
Young white male.
That was another time. I'm telling you, it happened so much. It happened
because we talked about even Andrew Gillum. We know how small Andrew Gillum campaign was
when
it first started. It wasn't even 75 of us that ran his campaign. And then when he won the primary to go to the general, the Democratic Party took over and they hired somebody over me. And I was running this whole area. Mm-hmm. But then that person couldn't do it and they had to rehire me over him. But at first they wasn't giving me the job. You know what I mean? Me and Jabbar talk about how they hire other people from other places,
right?
And then we're still running the office.
So
this chat is swinging, y'all.
Yeah, it is.
Let me tell you the opening light,
Go
right?
ahead, go ahead.
We had the CBA meeting the other day, right? I got the 5:30. I'm on time. What's up, Jabbar? I go in, I sit down. Between 5:30 and 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I had mixed 6 tax appointments.
Yeah, because that's your business.
So I just if I charge all of them $300, that's $1,800. I sit in a meeting
while you're sitting in the community.
While I'm
meeting.
sitting in a meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real, like my wife
work,
texting me like,
people here, yeah.
You chasing a raise and you missing money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So
and those sacrifices, a lot of times people don't see. You would never see that sacrifice.
Right.
All they see is you in the meeting.
Right.
They don't see what's happening in your life while you're in this meeting.
Exactly.
And me as an organizer, that's why I'm like grateful for everybody who show up at any point, because I know we're always competing with real life. You know what I mean? So if you volunteer, if you give me 30 minutes of volunteering, I'm grateful because I know what it takes for you to give your time to a thing that's a volunteer
And I
movement.
always say that, listen, give me 100% of whatever you can do.
Yeah.
At that time. If that's 30 minutes, when you there for 30 minutes, give me 100% of that time when you could do it. Because again, when you volunteer, that's precious.
Look, my wife jumping in. I got a bunch of chats, but I got to take this.
Go ahead.
Because it's the truth. She said, "Morning, Brother John Muhammad. We didn't only support you as a family, but we work side by side with people helping out in the community, doing a hell of a lot of things. Your family isn't a slouch. You better know it. You better know it,
baby.
Because look, when we looking for volunteers, the first person you look to is the person that's standing next to you." Yeah. And she's been standing next to me for 25, 30 years. You know what I mean? And so we have, like, that's the other part of it. And pardon me for not saying it properly, because I think, and I said support, but I don't think you all know what that means when I talk about my family supporting me. So let me just say it explicitly. I'll give you one example. My wife, this is like the early days. Like I said, we've been doing this since our early 20s, right? We're in our late 40s right now. So my children were small. I want to say maybe like 9 years old and maybe 9 and 4. We used to work alternate shifts, childcare, right? So my wife would work days, I work nights, and in the summer, so I got the girls, right? So I'm doing their hair, but I'm a soldier. So my girls would go and they would soldier with me. Like when we was going door to door in Bethel Heights in 1999 and 2000, like my children were there knocking on doors with me. You know what I'm saying?
You miss birthdays.
I miss birthdays. I miss, cheerleading practices.
Because baby girl birthday is right around
election time. Yeah. And so that's late. That's the later years. I'm talking about the early days. I'm talking about like when me and my wife, like we out raising funds for, our national fundraising drive, and like we pulling up in traps because like we know where to go get the money. Like, what I'm saying? Like we going like, and I love to hear from somebody who was around in those days, like when they were shooting the dice games. I hope they still around, because we used to like roll up on dice games, telling them, "Yo, we raising money for Black people, man. We gotta, we trying to build schools. We doing, this work, and we need y'all to contribute." And my wife was there.
Money than you can ever imagine.
Man, they was there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like y'all don't see her a lot. But it's just because y'all just not coming around.
Right, because she's...
y'all just not coming around.
There's no Brother Muhammad.
Like, y'all just not coming around. Like she been here and she's seen so much. Like, and here's the thing, like the stuff that I've seen is don't compare to what she's seen, because she's a looker. She's an observer. You know. And I'm always, I'm the one that people looking at, but she's the one that's watching y'all.
And she the one that got your back. She looking like she can tell you straight up, like, hey, yeah.
Like, yeah.
But
look, this is a hot topic.
Everybody.
People see Bro John, but really overlook and disrespect the family. And Bro John have done this by himself. It's not that I have not done it by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I hope y'all know that. Because I'm telling you, man.
And listen, to Sean, just think about it. I don't think people overlook the family. Brother John is just the face of it.
No, they do.
He
We only subscribe to all.
We don't subscribe to all.
But I can't let y'all off the hook. It's some of y'all that disrespect my family.
Oh, okay.
Not in here, but in this room.
Okay.
You know, but I'm saying it's a lot of people in the sound of my voice that outright disrespect my family. Straight up. That's crazy. And that's the struggle for me, because here's the other part. What's crazy about it is they claim to love me.
Yeah.
So how can you love me but disrespect my family?
And when you say disrespect your family, like,
however you imagine that, you use your imagination, because there's so many different ways that it shows up. You know what I mean? In overlooking, in attitudes, in posture, in demeanor, in conversation, comments, words, remarks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just be saying stuff crazy, like, or not saying stuff. Like it's just so much. Yeah, look, we're gonna do a lakeside. I'm gonna do a lakeside chat with my wife. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm gonna do a lakeside chat with my wife, and she can tell y'all her side of the story. Because I'm telling you, it ain't just a Brother John thing. It's Brother John and Sister Sean, but y'all just call her Brother John's wife because y'all don't know.
I call her Mama John.
y'all don't know. So,
but I would say it's a lot of respect for your family, and maybe
a lot of disrespect too. I can keep saying that.
You can keep on saying
because
it.
I gotta beat that drum. I gotta let them know.
I totally believe it, because you when you're out in the community and you're doing it, there is a lot of stuff that goes on that other people don't know.
And I'm gonna tell you this too, Qiana, just not, and I don't know how this ended up being about me and my family, but
because your wife tagged in, and let me tell you,
she double dutch.
She tagged in, and when she tagged in, everything go blank.
You know it. But I'm gonna tell you, man, the other part of this thing is in the early days, like I said, early 20s to late 45. So we've been through a lot. There have been women that would try me because they think they want me, but they don't, because they can't handle me. I know that, but they don't know that. You understand what I'm saying?
But say that again.
Yeah, the women would try me, like really try me, because they think they want me, but they really can't handle me. I know they can't handle me. I know the only person that can stand me is Tashawn. Because sometimes she can't stand me. So I'm telling you, like, I'm a tough dude.
But let me tell you this. I had a conversation with another married person, right? And we was talking about women sliding in his inbox. And, because
it don't happen no more, but
I'm just saying. And I told him, like, listen, don't mess up a good thing for temptation, right?
Yeah. And I'm glad you told him. You ain't got to tell me. Because I know they can't handle me.
I'm not talking to you.
I know the biggest part. You can't handle.
I know you can't handle
that's going on in my life.
I know what we've been through to build what we have. And I'm not trying to go through that with nobody else. And ain't nobody else trying to go through that.
A lot of times, it's not that they want you, like really want you.
Yep.
They want to be able to say that they have you so that they can throw it up in your wife's face. Misery loves company.
That's
you know what I mean? Yeah. Misery loves company. It ain't that they necessarily.
It's just a game.
It's the game. Like, if I can get it, like, and people like people of power.
So you asked about disrespect. Put that on the list of ways that they disrespect my family. That's another one of the ways of disrespect.
So I'm going to tell you, that is extremely disrespectful for you to slide or talk to somebody that you know that is married and trying to do it. And then on the flip side, extremely disrespectful for married people to slide in single people inboxes. I mean, I'm just flipping
and the thing of it is you don't realize that it's like we do. It's Freestyle Friday. It's Freestyle Friday. So let me see if we can do. Yeah, like it is crazy, Aaron. Like you wouldn't imagine. That's what I'm saying, man.
But
what y'all see?
You want me to tell you can't because
you don't see.
But
you don't see it.
And when I say so, and I can see it, and I do understand it. But I was saying there's probably more respect than you think. But you do see the disrespect.
Yeah.
But anybody with power or somebody with clout or name or something, that people gravitate to people with power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People want to be associated with somebody of substance and power. It's something sexy. It's something they were romanticizing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if and all this other stuff.
Ooh, and that's why I'm so glad I learned early that God is the one that got all of the power. Because that's where I'm seeking to be close to. Like, I ain't trying to be close to white people because I know they didn't really have power.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be like, you know what? Like, God is the ultimate. So anything that you can think that there's power, come on, man. That's the power. That's the real power. So if you want to be close to somebody with power, get close to God.
Amen.
because you're trying to get near the Pharaoh, and then Pharaoh gonna show you what he got for you.
But that's what
you getting close to a Negro gonna show you what he got for you. Get close to God. Don't try and get close to me. And if you're trying to get close to me, I'm gonna show you. Okay, being close to me, I'm gonna point you to God because I'm here for a reason and a season, and after that, I'm gone. But God is the ever living. So tie your camel to Him and His cause and His mission and His work, and that's what me and my family subscribe to. Like we on some. Get right and get close to God. I mean, not perfect. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like we got our things, but we know that there's none greater than God. And so even the trials and the challenges that we face, they're great, but God is greater. That's what Allahu Akbar means. Yeah. God is greater. So anything that you're dealing with that's great, just know that God is greater. And if I had to give a final thought.
Oh, wait, we had
I had to give a final thought.
Anything that you think of is great. Anybody you think of is great. Know that God is greater. And that's what we mean when we say Allahu Akbar.
You got a final thought?
My final thought is to Brother John, man, I appreciate you, bro. The only reason that I've been in this realm and stayed in this realm is because of the conversations we've had. Like, I remember you telling me I don't want to run.
Yes, sir.
I remember you telling me I got my family's blessing.
Yep.
And the only reason I might stay in this is because of you.
No, I get it, man. I appreciate you,
you know
man.
what I mean? And me sitting here thinking about it because, like, really on some real, bro, like I'm a Gemini. When I say I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I can't leave you out there, so I ain't gonna leave you, bro. I ain't gonna.
I appreciate that, and I'm look. We got 1 minute. I can say this because that's the other part of this that keep me going. Like I said, I realize that people do come in your life at certain times, and they come in for certain seasons, and some come and they stay longer than others. You know what I'm saying? And so when I talk about people who've come and gone over the years, I'm grateful for those people because when they came, if you was with me, you was gonna make a meaningful contribution. Like if we close, everybody that I'm close to is because they're feeding me. Like I don't have a lot of friends. Like I was thinking about this. Like I don't have friendships outside of the work. Like all my relationships start in the mission and they start in the work.
We talked about
and that's the base. That's the thing we have in common. Like we'll find out other stuff we got in common. But most of my relationships are mission based. We met doing family fun days, and you did it on your birthday. You talk about sacrifices. He was cooking food for other people on his birthday. So, was that the first year?
So we got 1 minute. I don't have a final thought because everybody else.
We're going to do a lakeside chat. We're going to bring back the lakeside chats and tell y'all some of this stuff, man.
Listen, so you can't. So my final thought is you can't outdo God.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So you do God's will, and then He will definitely take care of you. Right, absolutely. We do, write down your 5 things. I'm always
look. We got a couple seconds to get this chat. We can't hit it, y'all.
No.
Y'all come back on Monday.
So
because this
phone broke.
Come back Monday,
7:00, 7-ish.
7:15.
7:15 will be here Monday morning, man. And
we're almost done with this.
January came in like he had something to do. I swear.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a couple weeks off, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take a couple
but
weeks.
But stay tuned because we got Sister Hughes.
She gonna make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house, man.
And this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
You landing that plane, ain't you? I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And this King Jab, the voice of the people that ain't concerned about the roaches and the rats.
Love y'all. We out. We out.